Good evening, guys. On behalf of School of AI Trivandrum, I welcome you to the 12th day of Python Study Group. Before we get into today's session, let us look at what we have learned in our last class. Our week 6 was actually an advanced session where we have looked at some of the inbuilt modules. We have looked at logging, collection, and PGP. You can get this presentation by going to the following link, SOAI-Python-week 6-2. I repeat, tiny.cc/SOAI-Python-week 6-2. As always, you can start asking questions in the chat panel during the live session. You can also use the WhatsApp channel and the Discord channel that we have provided you. One thing that I would like to talk is that today is actually our last section. We appreciate all the participants for the effort they have put during this course. You have done a fantastic job in completing the mini project, assignment, attending the quiz, and sharing your doubts, and so on. You have absolutely done a fantastic job so far. Soon we will send you the main project. Once you complete the main project, you will get a certificate from School of AI mentioning that you have completed this Python course. You will have more details on the main project, which will be sent to you via the mail. There is something surprising for you. Next week, we are actually organizing a boot camp. You can register yourself to this boot camp. Just go to the following link. tiny.cc/SOAI-TVM-Python. So you can go to tiny.cc slash SOAI Python AI TVM Python. Okay. Okay. So sign up and register yourself into the bootcamp. This is absolutely an amazing bootcamp where you will have sessions like starting off with, we'll give you an overview of what we have learned. We will recap you through the topics of Python, a live coding on a small mini project. You can have queries with expert, a Python as a career. All these uh, all these topics will be discussed in this bootcamp. It will be on May 5th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at B Hub, Marivanes, Naranjira, Trivandrum. So I request everyone to register yourself and be a part of the bootcamp. One thing to note is that there is only a limited seat. So be aware of that and register as fast as you can. Share this information to your friends if they are interested. Now, coming back to our session. Today, we will be looking at func tools, iter tools, and regular expressions. Like always, let's start coding. Open your Colab notebook and start coding with me. Okay, I have actually created the Python 3 notebook in Colab. Okay, let's start with functools. You can go to the main documentation, just Google for Python 3 functool documentation, and you will get this page. So there are many inbuilt functions like LRU cache, total ordering, partial, reduce, and so on. We'll be looking at some of these modules, some of the methods. So let's start with what is wrap. I will zoom my screen. Okay. In our previous class, we have actually learned of a decorator function. Okay. So one thing that you will face during applying decorator is that let us look at this example. I have a function called example with a doc string called docstring. The function only prints called example function. Okay. Now I am decorating that function with a decorator called my decorator. Okay. So let us look at what is my decorator. My decorator actually accepts a function, and inside that there is a wrapper function where we will be printing calling decorated function, and then we will call the function that has been passed. Okay, this is what the decorator does. It actually just adds a new line, that is print calling decorator function to this existing example function. So let's run this cell and try to run example. As you have expected, we will get calling the decorator function first, followed by called example function. This is the output. So we have actually decorated the function called example. But one problem here is that when we try to see the name of this function by using under name under underscore underscore, we will see that this name of the function is wrapper. This is because when you apply this decorator, this function is actually being overwritten by the wrapper function. So whatever information that this example function had is being overwritten by this wrapper function. So that is why you are seeing name as wrapper, and when you try to print the doc string, you will not see any doc string because here the function is wrapper and this wrapper function don't have any doc string. So how can we tackle this problem? That is where a method in functool called wraps comes into play. You can actually use the wrap decorator and use it with the wrapper function. Now, just add this line. This is the only change that I have made. From this previous code, this is the only change that I have made. And now, when you run this, call an example, and now when you try to see the name, you will actually get the original example itself. And when you try to print the doc string, you will see the doc string. That is actually the doc string of this example function. Okay, this is the advantage of wraps. Now let us look at another fun method called reduce. Apply function of two argument cumulatively to the item of sequence from left to right and ask to reduce the sequence to a single value. So what does that mean? If you have a list, let's say I have a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What this function actually does is it will take two elements from this list and apply a mathematical function. It can be plus, minus, it can be any expression that you want. And to that result, the second argument will be the third value will be taken. For example, in our case, I am going to run this cell. We can see that we get the output as 50. This is because This is how the reduce function actually works. It will take first two elements as x and y. It will apply x plus y on that element, which returns the value of 3. And with that result, it actually passes the next argument, that is 3. So 3 plus 3 will give you 6. And with that result, it passes the next argument, that is 4. Uh, 6 plus 4 gives you 10, and finally 10 plus 5 gives you 50. So this is the use of reduce. Given a sequence and a function, it will try to apply that function and reduce that into a single value. That is the use of reduce function. Now that is all about functools. We have looked at wraps and reduce. Now let us look at itertools. Similar to the functools, you can get the documentation just by googling itertools Python 3 documentation. And you can see all these modules that are explained and well documented in this Python documentation. What we will be looking at itertools are permutation and combination. So as we have all learned what is permutation and combination, like in our 10th, like 12th, and so on. Yeah, not in 10th maybe, but in +1 +2 you have studied what is permutation. So I'll give you an idea what is permutation. You may come across problems where you actually need to use permutation to solve your problem. So a permutation can be easily obtained using the library called itertools. What I am doing is, from itertools, I am importing permutation function. Okay, I am just calling permutations and passing in an list or something that is iterable. 1, 2, 3. See, I am passing in a list with elements 1, 2, 3. And when I try to print the permutations, see, this is all the permutation that I get. That is n factorial permutations. If there is 3, I will have 3 factorial permutations generated. Okay, what if you just need a permutation of length 2? What you can do is actually pass in 2 as the second argument to this function called permutations. And now when you try to print all the permutations, you can see that it only has a pair of 2, that is 1 2 1 3. It actually combines all the permutation 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 3 3 1 and 3 2. See, so this is the main advantage of Python itself. Like, complex things are easily doable with a single line of code. Mainly this is possible because of the great community that we have in Python. People is spending time writing this stuff for you, so that as a user we feel so easy achieving these problems or solving these problems. Now let us look at combination. Same as permutation, you can also import combination from itertools import combination. Okay, in combination you can pass in a similar, if you want just 2, you can pass in 2 as the second argument and you will have the combinations, that is 1 2 1 3 and 2 3. It will not have pairs like 1 2 and 2 1. That is the difference between permutation and combination. One thing that you have to note here is that it actually considers the index not the elements. So if we have actually sorted the or assigned elements in the list as 2 1 3, you will have, rather than having 1 2 1 3 and 2 3, you will have 2 1 2 3 and 1 3. So this is something that you should keep in mind. And elements, and coming to the next thing, elements are not treated unique. Okay, so you can have actually have 1 1, which is actually repeating elements. What is considered to be unique is actually the position that we have just explained here also. So you can have something like 1 1 3. This gives the same thing like 1 1 1 3 and 1 3. So this is all about permutation and combination. By that, we have covered func tools and iter tools. We have not covered everything, but we have covered what is needed. Now, let us look at regular expression. Regular expression can also be called as regex. So, most of the time, you will hear people telling regular expression as regex. It is used to search in strings using some rules. For example, finding numbers in a string or finding a phone number in a string. You can write your own rules to parse a string and extract information that you need. So let's start. Consider this string. I have a string called the agent's phone number is so and so, call so. It is assigned to a variable called text. I can actually check if phone is available in this text by simply doing phone in text, which will actually look for the character sequence phone, phone, in this string. And as we can see that there is a sequence phone in this string, we will get true as return value. Okay. Now, one of the problem with this approach is that there can be all words like phonetics. So when you do the same thing in this sentence, phone in text, what you are actually looking for is the word phone, not phonetics. But since it is only looking for the sequence phone in this variable text, you can see that this phone is actually occurring here. See? So we will have true as a return value. So this is not a behavior that we expect. That is where a library called RE comes into picture. RE is actually a short form of regular expression. So you can import RE and you can use your own pattern, like pattern is equal to phone. What I'm going to do is re.search. So simply putting it, I just run this cell. re.search the pattern in text. Okay, I'm going to assign this as text. And now when I run this, you can see that it returns an object. This is actually an object. So if you change this pattern to something else that is not present in the text, what you will get as output is actually a none. So this is something that you should keep in mind. re.search will actually return none if it has not found any pattern matching your string. The first argument will be the pattern, followed by the string that you want to search the pattern. Okay. We will look at what this object really is. For exploring this object, let us assign that to a variable. So I am going to keep my pattern. What I am going to do is I am going to assign the return value into a variable called match. When I run this match, I can see that object. So there are some things that this object itself provides. It has a method called span, which actually shows the starting and ending character position. That is the index of this pattern. In this entire string, that is the agent's phone number, we can see that P appears at the index value of 12 and it ends at an index value of 17. To be sure that it actually does that, we can actually go in and try printing that. I'm going to do text. Let's see if the text is okay. Let's print from 12 to 17. See, it actually returns 4. So this is how we can get the span. We can have that object actually has other method like start, which gives the starting of that pattern, end gives the ending position of that pattern, and so on. But what if the pattern occurs more than once? Consider this example. My phone is a new phone. Now the word phone appears twice in this string. So when you try to search phone string, what you will get as return is the first occurrence of this phone. So this function will only return the first occurrence of this pattern. So you can see you have a span that is from 3 to 8. Okay, so how will we find all the occurrences? That is where this another function comes. We have looked at search. Now we are going to look at find out. Similar to what we just did, find out also takes in two parameters. So two arguments. First one is the pattern followed by the string that you are going to search the pattern for. So now when you run this and try to print matches, you have two matches. See, length of matches will be 2. To actually get the object, you can use another function called find iters. It will iterate to all the occurrences or the matches that is found in the string. See, you will have two spans. Match.group will give you the group. So far, we have looked at what is search, how we can search for more than one occurrence using find all. Then we have looked at find iter. Let me minimize this. This is all about searching for basic patterns. Now let us look for patterns, that is identifiers for characters in patterns. These are some of the inbuilt characters that you can use in regular expression. \d, \w, \s, capital D, capital W, and capital S. So what does this represent? A small d represents a digit. A small w represents an alphanumeric character. A S represents a white space. Capital D is actually the negation of all these things. See, if small d is a digit, capital D will be a non-digit. If small w is an alphanumeric, capital W will be a non-alphanumeric. And so what does this mean? Where can we use these characters? This is an example. Okay. Now you have a string, that is my telephone number is +91 and followed by 10 numbers. You can search for this number. Once you know that these are all digits, you can actually make use of /d, that is a digit. See, you are going to search /d/d, that is 91 hyphen followed by 10/d \d 10 times. Okay, one thing that you have to keep in mind is that in order to this to work, you have to enclose this in a single quotes followed by a r in the beginning. Then as a second argument, like always, we will pass the string that we have to search in this pattern. Now let us run this and see. Now we have actually extracted the correct phone number from this string. So this is the beauty of regular expression. You can custom build your own rules to extract information that is best suited for your use case. Now let us look at quantifiers. These are special characters which can be applied to the characters here. For example, if we apply plus to any one of the character here, it means that character occurs one or more time. You can actually do /w plus. If you have like exactly 3 times, you can enclose that in curly braces. Inside curly braces, you can use 3. If you have occurrence from like a start and end limit, like from 2 to 4, it can be starting from 2, can be 3 and 4. In that case, you can use curly braces followed by 2 parameters separated by a comma. 3 or more can be actually represented as 3 comma. 0 or not can be represented by a star. Ones or none can be represented by a question mark. So how can we put this to use? Consider the same example. See, here we have to repeat the same character 10 times and here 2 times. We can actually change that by using the quantifiers. We can make use of these rules. We can actually enclose them like, see, /d 10 times and /2 twice. This has the same effect as what you are seeing here. Now let us look at groups. These are areas that you have to extract in your rules or the pattern. For example, in the same phone number, you have to extract 91 as a separate group and followed by the mobile number as a separate another group. How can you achieve this? Now let us say all we have to do is enclose them in bracket. We have to enclose them in parentheses. See, these 2 parentheses, adding these 2 parentheses to the existing rule makes it to a single group. If you want more than one group, you can actually add in another set of parentheses. So when you run this code, try to search for the group You can get the result as this. Now, the advantage of group is that when you pass in the, this is the first group and this is the second group. So you can pass in 1 inside the group parameter to get 9 1 and 2 to get the actual number. See how we have actually converted our pattern into group of patterns. Now, if you try to use 3, we will get an error saying that there is no such group. Obviously, because we have only added 2 groups, and accessing a third group will give an error. Okay. Let us look at the OR operator. What if you have to search for a word like man or woman? That is when this pipe operator comes into place. You can make use of the pipe operator. Man, pipe operator, woman. What this will search is, in this string, it will either search for a man or search for a woman. If man was found, you can see the span here. What if this man was replaced by woman? It gives that woman's span. That is the use of OR operator. Now let us look at wildcard character. It is a symbol dot. A dot represents any character. So it can take form of like spaces, special alphanumeric number, anything, alphabets, numbers, lower character, uppercase character, and so on. What you have to do is just use dot. What I am searching here is dot at. So this dot can be anything. It can be A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So when we try to use this wild character and search this pattern, we will get output as cat, hat, sat, and so on. Because replacing this dot with C will match cat. Replacing this dot with H will match hat. S will match sat. So we will have these 3 as the output. Now, one thing that you should keep in mind is that this will actually match anything that is of this sequence. We can see that splat actually has LAT. So this dot actually replaced by L will match this much pattern, right? LAT is present. So we will have LAT as output. So this is something that you should keep in mind. So in order to actually match splat, if you try to add in, like say 3 dots rather than the one single dot, what causes problem here is that now we will have this as one of the matched pattern. These 3 character, that is E space B, is actually replaced by these wild characters, and we will have spat as expected. So how can we avoid this problem? That is easily avoidable by using the /s and followed by a plus. Plus represents 1 or more times. So S is actually a non-white space, so it will stop wherever there is a space. So it will stop at bat and stop at splat. See, now we are actually extracting the correct words rather than having improper words. That is how we can make use of the characters and the quantifiers. Similar to that, we also have starts with and ends with. Anything with a dollar represents ends with, and anything with an upward arrow represents starts with. See, I can check if the string starts with a slash d, ends with a slash d. That is a number. See, I will get 2 as return because it is ending with a number 2. I can also check if the string starts with the number. I can see 1. Something that you have to notice that this entire string, this is for the entire string, not the individual words. Okay, this will not check if each word starts with a digit or does not ends with a digit. It actually checks in this entire string, not each word. Now let us look at the inclusion. Okay, I have a phrase. There are 3 numbers 34 inside 5 in the sentence. What I'm going to do is I'm using square brackets. See, anything inside the square bracket is excluded. This will return something like this. So it will return anything that is not a digit. We can use the same principle to actually tokenize. Tokenize means splitting the sentence into small units. That is words in here. It can be character or words. What I'm meant by tokenizing is splitting the sentence into words. We can have like dot, question mark, space, exclamation as the splitting point. So you can use this regex and get all the words. See, this is how you can extract words from a sentence. Okay, we have looked at grouping uses using parentheses. Now we will see grouping uses using brackets. We can search for words with hyphen using this regex. Inside brackets /w plus /w plus, which does is it will check for a word that is 2 word and there is a minus in between or hyphen in between. See, in this sentence or in this string we can see that there are hyphen words and long-ish. That is the use of bracket grouping. And finally, we will look at parentheses for multiple options. See, as I have talked, we can make use of this pipe operator, that is an or. We can search for catfish, catnap, or cat claw. The catfish, catnap, or cat claw in this string. In this first string, when you search, you will have catfish. The same regex, if you use in the second, you will get catnap, and the third, you will have Nothing. Because there is nothing that is matched to cat or pillar. It only has fish, nap, and clock. So this is it about regex. You can actually find the documentation like every other module. Python has a good documentation. So with this, I'm concluding our Python course. I hope that everyone has learned and enjoyed this course. I would like to remind you once again that this coming May 5, we have a boot camp that is at BHub Nalanjira, Trivandrum, from 10 to 5 p.m. It will be completely based on Python. You will have a recap of Python, talk with experts, even have a live coding session. So I request everyone to register yourself and make use of that opportunity. To wrap up things we have learned, iter tools, func tools, and regular expression. I have actually conducted a talk at TKM. The event was called Let's Py and it was organized by the Girl Script Foundation. If you want to access that content, you can go to tiny.cc/let's py NLP. tiny.cc/let's py NLP. This is actually some resource that I have created for natural language processing. Just go to that and you will have some resources here. You can explore these resources. There will be NLTK, SPACY, hand-spam classification, movie review, classification, and so on. Don't worry if you are not sure of those. You can give it a shot. Explore more. I'm repeating, that is the URL tiny.cc/let's py-NLP. Okay, by that, let's go to today's doubt clearance section. This is the last time you are actually having an opportunity to ask your doubts in live. Soon you will have a main project. So once you complete that main project, you will have a certificate from School of AI saying that you have completed a course on Python. One more thing that I would like to point out is that we have actually like opened up our Telegram channel. You can go to the Telegram and join us. I will give you the link. Just wait. Okay, it is. Yeah, I will just edit this. Okay, it is https://t.me/School of AI TVM. Join our Telegram channel. Okay. This is a link. We have opened the Telegram channel. So we have a good community over there. People are sharing amazing content about machine learning, AI, Python, and so on. So you can make use of that platform. Join our Telegram channel by going to the following link, https://.me School of AI TVM. Okay. As a bonus section, I will give you some of amazing websites that I have used. Just go to my blog that is www.rajkiranp.com, and in blogs I have actually added two blogs here. How I started my journey into machine learning. So if you are into machine learning, this is something that you should look at, and some of the useful websites or blogs that I have used to get myself or help myself in the path of learning. Just go to this link and you will have some amazing machine learning Python websites that I have used. Research paper, tech news, coding platforms, interesting websites, and so on. Just go through these links. These are some of the sites that I have used, and I keep on use. I will surely tell you that you will, if you are like into Python and machine learning, at once in your life, you will like at least once in your life you will go through these links. So these are some of the good links that I have fine tuned or selected from many. So go through this, and I also have a blog saying how I started my journey into machine learning. Just go through this. And that's all. I see that no one is having any doubt. So I will be winding up today's session. I'm really happy that I could be a mentor to you guys. And this was my first experience actually, like this online tutoring and all. I have never done that before. This was my first experience. I have learned some of mistakes that I have made, and will try to improve myself along with you guys. So I appreciate your cooperation with me. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful career ahead. Thank you guys. Good night.